Rewind, the show where a couple of friends watch movies of old and aim to figure out if the reviewers were spot on or a little off. I'm your host, Mike.
And I'm Tristan.
And this week, we're talking about... Mission Impossible 6. Fallout.
Boy.
Yeah, boy. Is that Flavor Flav? Who does that?
I think so.
How are you, Tristan?
I'm good. How are you, Mike?
I am tired. I have started at a new location, new place, new job, and I've had to completely it's been a trip. It's been a trip. But I'm tired, but I'm good. I feel like the progress is good, and I feel like I'm accomplishing a lot, so that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I don't know if there's anything new and exciting going on with me. Just hanging out with friends this weekend, enjoying the summer. Good times.
And when this comes out, the following Saturday, I think we're gonna get to see each other.
What? Oh yeah,
because
that's true.
Because I have a band opening up for Five Iron Frenzy, so that's gonna be fun.
And I want to be there.
Yeah. Alrighty. This is directed again by Christopher McQuarrie. Produced by Tom Cruise, McQuarrie, Jake Myers, and J.J. Abrams. Less producers than last time.
Mm-hmm.
Screenwriter, Christopher McQuarrie. Distributed by Paramount Pictures. Production company was Tom Cruise Productions and Bad Robot. Rating, PG-13 for intense sequences of action, brief, strong language, and violence. No partial nudity this time.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you call, bones under your skin nudity, then there's no nudity.
What?
In the beginning, when he imagines.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really intense visuals in this movie.
There's a lot of intense visuals in this one.
Genre is an action, adventure, mystery, and thriller. Released July 27th, 2018. A budget of $178 million, so a little more than the previous ones. In the U.S., it grossed $220 million. And worldwide, $792 million.
Woo-wee.
Just a couple $100 million shy of $1 billion.
It's a lot of dollars.
That is too many. Starring Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Sean Harris, Angela Bassett, new.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa Kirby, new. Michelle Monaghan, and Alec Baldwin, who looked healthier. I don't know why. When he came on the screen, I was like, Alec.
Yeah, he looked
looking good.
He looked good in this one.
Yeah. Sometimes he just looks tired sometimes.
Yeah.
And this one,
it looked like he was happy to be there.
Yeah. Maybe he's just really unhappy being in certain productions.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't be here. That's a terrible Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, it was. We'll work on it.
Oh, you didn't even give me a chance.
Recap! Rewind!
Just immediately. Yeah, it sucked. So, today's Recap Rewind is brought to you by me and Dawn Soap.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Buckle up, because in this sixth installment in the Ethan Hunt saga, we crash straight into something we haven't seen in previous films. The Mission. actually being introduced into the cold opening, and it actually being the mission through the whole film. We have Ethan. Look, if you don't know that Ethan is played by Tom Cruise by now, go see a doctor. And Julia, Michelle Monaghan, renewing their vows when it is revealed that the officiant is Solomon Lane. My mouse just freaked out on me. The villain from the previous film saying some ominous and apocalyptic stuff when a bomb goes off and disintegrates Julia. Wow, my mouse just freaking out. It doesn't want it.
This is all part of the recap.
It's the apostles, man. The villain from the previous film saying some ominous and apocalyptic stuff when a bomb goes off and disintegrates Julia and Ethan. And Ethan wakes up in a bunker in Belfast. A dream. But let's be honest. A bit of foreshadowing. Is Ethan John of Patmos now? A door knocks right when he awakens. Some spy jargon is spouted out, and Ethan being... some spy jargon is spouted out about Ethan being the storm, and he is given an envelope, like storms normally get. While Lane was captured 2 years ago, his minions have run wild in the world. They now call themselves the Apostles. Guns for hire, and their latest job was a smallpox outbreak in Kashmir. I never thought I would say this, but go ahead and hold on to that smallpox and save it for later. The Apostles have been hired by an extremist, John Lark, who has an apocalyptic manifesto and is gathering followers, including a doctor of big-ass bombs, or Dr. Bab. His mission is to get 3 portions of plutonium to avoid nuclear winter. But that's just a front. You see it. You can read between the lines. You know it, right? His mission is to find John Lark and neutralize him and his apostles. But step 1, plutonium. We immediately cut to a drop-off where Luther, Ving Rhames, is taken hostage by the apostles and offer his freedom for the plutonium. The apostles kill the dealers and hold Luther at gunpoint, but Ethan then shoots Luther and the bad guys. This is something that happens throughout the whole movie, where they try to make you feel one way, and then really what's happening is the other way. But Ethan and Benji, Simon Pegg, run to Luther, and we see that Luther is okay because he had a bulletproof vest. But the plutonium is gone. Ethan speaks with Secretary Hunley, Alec Baldwin, who, while understanding the difficult choice Ethan has made, makes it clear that this is bad. So bad that the CIA has inserted themselves into the mission. Director Erica Sloan, Angela Bassett, forces the IMF to take her agent, August, the gall dang Superman himself, Henry Cavill, with them. August Walker has a reputation.
His name was August?
Right? When I found I didn't write it as a joke, but I was like, August? Really? No wonder he went with John Lark. August. Sorry to all the fans named August. Nothing against you. Walker has a reputation of being messy and brutal. Also, Henry Cavill has a reputation of not picking the right inflection per situation. More on that later. Ethan and Walker load into a plane where they fly over. I didn't double check it. It was Paris, right?
Yes.
Yes. And have to skydive into the city. Walker ignores all of Ethan's instructions, and when Ethan pauses due to a storm, Walker jumps after pulling out Ethan's oxygen like an asshole. Ethan stumbles to reattach and does so at the moment of jumping. He rendezvous with Walker, who mocks him for his concerns, and would you look at that? Hello, Ethan of Patmos. He was right for his concerns because they get hit by lightning. Ethan saves Walker, and they look for Lark. They find him and confront him in the bathroom. Ethan loses the syringe of night-night juice, so Walker improvises and smacks the living hell out of Lark with a laptop mask maker. Before Lark can recover and shoot Ethan, Lark is stopped by Ilsa, Rebecca Ferguson. Basically, the whole plan goes to hell because Walker and Ethan... Oh, sorry. I read that too quickly. Basically, the whole plan goes to hell because of Walker. And Ethan does the only thing he does better than predicting the apocalypse. BS. Good old American grade A bull hockey. He takes Lark's place and meets the White Widow, Vanessa Kirby, who is apparently Max's daughter. Remember Max from the first one? Even if you didn't, it doesn't hold a whole lot of weight, but it should, but it doesn't. But it should. But it doesn't. Mm-hmm. She reveals she is a broker, not the dealer of plutonium, and he has to retrieve someone to the dealer to get the plutonium. Solomon Lane. Oh my God. Ethan of Patmos has done it again. Ethan hesitates because the White Widow's brother, who has a completely different accent than her, has a plan that is just awful and would be a lot of killing. So much so that the director decided to show us some theoretical version of it with Ethan killing the quote unquote good guy. But it's just in Ethan's head, which is kind of a lot of this movie. And he agrees, but we know he's not going to do it that way. As they get ready for their kidnapping of Lane, Walker meets Sloane and tells her why he thinks Ethan is Lark. But he's really yelling at her, jaw clenching, out of his freaking mind pontifications. He gives her the recovered Lark phone from the earlier mission. But wait, deception. The phone from earlier was cracked, but this one is in perfect condition. Dun, dun, dun. Ethan is able to get Solomon on his terms. But right as they are about to get away, they open the garage door of their getaway car in front of a cop who sees the team taking a bagged man into the car. She pulls her gun on them, rightfully, and Ethan tries to calmly move her along. She is shot by one of White Widow's brother's goons. There's a lot of S's. And they are going to finish her off when Ethan shoots all four of the bad guys. They proceed to have a hell of a chase where someone is trying to kill Solomon. Eventually, they all make it out, and it is revealed that Ilsa is the one trying to kill Lane. The team goes to their safe bunker area, sewer, where they interrogate Lane, and Lane says something from Ethan's vision, and OMG, Ethan of Patmos strikes again. They get what they sort of need, and Ethan meets Ilsa, where we find out that she has been commanded by MI6 to kill Lane, or they're going to kill her? Or MI6 sucks. We're just supposed to understand that British intelligence is bad. That's all we're getting from this. The team is now met by Secretary Hunley at the base, and Hunley reveals that the CIA is after Ethan because they think he's Lark. Ethan has to drug Hunley while they dress Benji up as Solomon so that they can get the plutonium. They leave Walker with the real Solomon, but when the rest of the team leaves, Walker revives Lane and exposition happens, showing that Walker is clearly Lark and Solomon and Lark are clearly working together. But, twisty, Lane is actually Benji, and Hunley heard everything, and he was on the phone with Sloane, and Lark's whole cover is blown, and everyone knows it. But Sloane gets sanctimonious and sends a cleanup crew to arrest everyone. Twisty. Lark has compromised the cleanup crew, and mayhem ensues. Hunley is shot and killed, and we finally have our, fifth secretary who's murdered on the job. And Ethan does the only thing that he does better than prophecy and BS, running. Almost 10 minutes of it. This is also the scene where Tom Cruise actually broke his foot. And they show it. Don't YouTube it, though. It's gruesome. Have you seen it?
Like the original thing?
No,
like the unedited?
The unedited one.
I haven't watched
the side. Oh, his leg folds like a tortilla. It's okay. Let's wrap this up. We find out Lark and Lane are working together and have 2 nukes located in Kashmir. Remember that smallpox outbreak? It is connected to a water supply that could radiate the drinking water of 1/3 of the population, which would be bad. Suffering of many, blah, blah, blah. The team gets there, but can't figure out why smallpox. Well, Ethan of Patmos, you sly devil, you. It's Julia. Remember Julia? Michelle Monaghan. She's back. For real. Not in a dream. And she's a doctor at the smallpox site. Called there by Lark. Lane wants all the people Ethan loves to be killed in the blast. And he wanted it to be very difficult to find the nuclear bombs because X-rays. Lots of radiation. Hard to detect. The only way to stop it is if they... oh, yeah. And they figure out that the only way to stop the bombs is to get the detonator, take the battery out, cut the wires at the exact same time. Blah, blah, blah. Ethan chases Clark down in a helicopter, and they have a full-fledged mountain fight where they actually bring in something from the second Mission Impossible movie, rock climbing. While this is happening, Ilsa, Benji, and Luther find the 2 bombs and just beat the snot out of Lane. They save the world in the nick of time. Ethan gets hope that Julia is not only doing well, but she's doing well because she believes in Ethan. And Ilsa and Ethan are in love? Or I don't really know. They don't really make it clear. Oh, Solomon is still alive, by the way. Do with that what you will. Oh, and the White Widow was working for the CIA the whole time. Why didn't they connect that? That probably could have shortened the movie. I don't know. The end. Thank you. Oh. Oh, wait. Hold on.
There's a good laugh in there.
There's a really good laugh at the end there. Oh, sorry.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We've never listened to it that far.
Yeah. We never let the people, as the kids say, we never let them cook. I actually don't know who says that.
Let them cook.
Yeah. Oh, you said it. Shoot. Evidence. Anyway, what'd you think of the movie overall?
I think that this movie brings in some of the best instances of reoccurring characters that we've seen, while also maintaining a story that doesn't completely rely on previous stuff. Like, it does connect. It like super connects. However, I feel like a new person could come in and watch this movie not having seen any other Mission Impossible and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job of like explaining what needed to be explained about certain characters.
Yeah. There was definitely some exposition about that. Max maybe was the only one that was kind of like you had to know about it for
this is the first time I actually recognized that was supposed to be a reference. The first time you don't really pay attention to it. But when you're watching everything back to back to
when
back
you
to
watch
back,
it
you're
back
like,
to back,
oh,
but if
okay.
if you watched Mission Impossible in 1996 or a couple of years after that, and then you watch this one.
Yeah.
Even if you watch 2, 3, 4, and 5, you'd be like, they're spending a whole lot of time on this Max character.
Yeah, good.
Should I know?
Good luck remembering something that happened 20 years ago.
I can barely remember 20 minutes ago.
I know.
Which
You're like
is
a goldfish.
right before this podcast started.
I think this one is like nonstop. Well, there are some slow moments, but it feels very nonstop intense, and they ramp up. Like they do really intense stunts, and then you think like, oh, they can't go bigger than that, because in other movies they do like one really, really big stunt, and that's it. This one's like, what if we just keep ramping it
right
up?
I think on that note, they did the action in the right order. Like, you had the bathroom fight scene. Actually, yeah, like the plutonium drop off was very tame, like a shootout.
Yeah,
you know, and even a shootout that you really didn't see that much of. It was a lot of Ethan and Benji hiding,
which I feel like is most of the shootouts in this movie.
Yeah. And then you had the skydiving, which was really intense. It had a lot of that, the water butthole scene.
Yeah. Yep.
Really tried to say that without laughing, but where, you know, all you're really hearing is the breathing. They suspend the music for a little bit to give you this vibe of, you know,
free falling through a storm.
Yeah. That thing. And then you have the chase. Oh, no, the escape. And then you have the make-believe Sullivan kidnapping. And then you have the real Sullivan kidnapping, which was less gruesome or less ruthless, but more intense.
Yeah.
More stuff is happening, and it goes like that for a while. The car chase, everything, to the point where I know Paris is a big city, much like all the other big cities. Do they really have that many cops? There was an endless supply of cops in that chase.
They just kept coming out of all the nooks and crannies.
And they knew where to come out every single time. 2.1 million. That isn't that many. I mean, it's a lot, but not that many. I don't know. Anyway, this is a weird thing to get locked into. And then you have the sewer, not the sewer, but the home base sewer scene where they're, you know,
right.
That's a lot of the mystery twists and turns and different things like that. And then it goes into that just about 10-minute foot chase.
I didn't realize it was that long.
It's like 9 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a long time. And then it kind of steadies from there and then turns into the bomb scene / helicopter chase, which is just intense the whole time.
Right.
There's no point that doesn't get intense until it finishes.
Right.
So they really got it in order, like pasted it that way.
For sure. And like that intensity also similar to the water butthole, like it gets your heart racing, and like there's moments where you're holding your breath where you're just like, whoa, this is crazy right now. And then I think my last overall thought is this one is really serious compared to other ones.
I was wondering,
there are jokes, but it's so serious.
I was trying to figure out what was different about this one, and it was that like seriousness. There's a lot of things different, whether it's good or bad, but it feels like that serious tone is throughout, and jokes were really, really light.
Yeah.
They were good jokes, but they were light.
Yeah. I didn't remember or expect there to be such a difference between Rogue Nation and this one in the storytelling. But especially with it being by the same director who's also the writer.
Right.
But for some reason they went from Ghost Protocol, which was very Marvel humor.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, let's move away from that a little bit. And then it started feeling a little bit more its own. And then they're like, what if we just kind of make the humor, just put that off to the side? We'll have a couple of funny lines, but mostly it's going to be everything so serious.
Why so serious? Sorry, couldn't help it. It was just there.
You know what? It's okay, because I felt like this movie took some cues from
Dark Knight,
like The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Like there were some things that I was like, oh, it feels like they pulled some stuff from there.
Yeah. It was dark.
Mm-hmm.
I think, when we look at the third one, because of Philip Seymour Hoffman, we look at that one as dark. But I think his character is just ruthless. It's just so ruthless. This movie, it just lacked levity.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is super dark. The villains are looking to destroy the world, essentially, to rebuild it. Solomon is just looking for revenge. One of the things that's like creepy, kind of dark, is actually the scene with the scientist. The nuclear scientist. There is something so unsettling about that whole scene.
Right.
And I think it's because he believes in it, and his character believes in it, and that's what he's going for. And it's so unsettling the whole time. Even when they reveal that it was fake, and Ethan says the line like it ends when we say it ends, or whatever he said. He was just claiming control.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's something about the other movies where he feels more either hopeful or he feels more something that he doesn't portray in this one. Like the levity that is normally in Ethan isn't really present in this one. He seems scared. He seems stressed out. He seems pushed to his limit.
Yeah. And I don't like the way that they introduced that he has that feeling. But if you think about it from the beginning, he has his nightmare about
his prophecy,
apocalypse, and his prophecy.
His vision.
Yes. He has his vision at the very beginning. The next thing we see is Benji saying, I have a bad feeling about this. And that is a repeated thought throughout the movie is I don't feel good about this one. And so in the other ones where it's always like, we can do this, like we always win. And like Ethan is always able to do it.
Right.
This one was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this one, guys. Like it always felt like something is off the whole time. And I remember the first time I saw this movie and that scene in the hospital where you see the TV.
Wolf Blitzer just wolfing it up.
Yeah. And you hear all that stuff. I was like, there's no way they actually
failed this bad. Like that can't, but I believed it. Like I was sold into the illusion. There was a lot of that. There was a lot of illusion of failure or of like sacrificing morals to accomplish the goal, whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
It's good. This movie's good overall, and maybe it's in the least or best, or I'm not entirely. This movie's exhausting. Like it's an exhausting feeling to feel this movie.
Interesting.
Because let's break down kind of the whole of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Ethan's vision, and I'm calling it that vision because even though they are not trying to lead into this supernatural, like he actually has a vision or anything like that, his vision is true.
Yeah.
He sees everything he sees is true.
Yeah. It kind of calls back to in the second one where we were joking that he's a saint.
Right.
Like this kind of pulls back into that.
They trudge into that a bit. And so his vision. Then we have the plutonium thing where he shoots Luther. And we have this moment where we as the audience question Ethan. Why would he do that? And how they frame it, it feels as though we put into doubt that he almost like he knew that Luther was going to be okay. Mm-hmm. They frame it in a way where we as the audience believe fully, oh, he shot Luther.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, we have the Hunley thing, and we have this weird relationship between Walker and Ethan, where Walker, and maybe it's an acting coach from Henry Cavill, or maybe it's a directing thing. Did I say coach? Choice? An acting choice from Henry Cavill of playing like a dick. Like he plays an asshole. He plays this jerk, like this cocky agent. But even the way he converses with Ethan, it feels like there's two different conversations happening. Ethan feels like he's talking to a child. And Walker is talking to him like what a person acting like a cool person thinks a cool person acts like. It doesn't feel like he's actually radiating confidence. It feels like he's acting confident. And there's just something wrong the whole time with it. Like even the interactions of just, it's like, why are you like this? Is this really how you get things done? This feels, this doesn't feel conducive for an agent who has made it to the height of being the agent for the CIA director.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just, the attitude doesn't feel conducive to that. It feels like someone pretending to be a cocky jerk, though they don't really exude that. That's not what they're actually after. And if you think of the character of John Lark, that is not who John Lark is. Because if he truly believes the things that he believes in that manifesto and the things that he was pushing for, all of that is unnecessary. That is not within that personality, because he has a very like self-righteous persona to have that kind of belief. Right. To believe that you are so right that you are going to cause the suffering of a third or half of the population of the world. You have to believe you're right, and not because you just have this confidence of, I'm really good at my job and I look good and I'm really buff. You know, that isn't who he is. So he's faking it while we're going through this. And then the whole thing with, you know, we can skip a lot and go to where the White Widow and Ethan are discussing kidnapping Solomon, and they present it in a way of, you are now again questioning, is Ethan really going to put his morals aside for the sake of this mission?
Right.
He's smarter than that. And then they cut back and you're like, oh, it's just a dream. Why do they keep showing us this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have this moment of like, Ethan, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, it was fake.
Yeah.
And so,
which, like, that one, I agree with you. But in that one, that is a thing that they do in previous movies.
Right.
Is like when they're talking about, this is the heist that we're doing.
Right.
And it shows this is what would happen if we fail.
right.
Kind of thing. So, but there, yeah, I agree. There is a moment
But
when
I
you
guess
watch it and you're like, wait, is this actually happening? Like right
Right.
now, is this happening?
And I guess my point in saying that is, there's an exhaustion building up.
Right.
Because you bring yourself to this intensity, this dark place of going, oh, this good character that we've seen for 6 movies just did something horrendous.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, never mind. And then you kind of like,
Yeah.
and then it continues that over and over and over again. It keeps going. And then you start to see who Walker is. You start to see who he is. And no one else is seeing it. So you're getting exhausted there because you're just like, man, that scene where he's talking to Sloane and trying to convince her, how intense he is. That's when I was just like, see, all his cockiness, all his bravado is gone. He is not telling her this as to convince her. He's telling her this of like, you need to believe this for my plan to succeed. And
Right.
I need you to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then Hunley dies. And you're like, oh, I was just starting to like him. Why is this happening? And then
Yeah.
it just feels, this movie feels like a lot of failures happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just building up failure, building up failure, building up failure. And then the last 20 minutes, I think it is just the whole time just like, you're holding onto your seat shaking because you're like, this is too intense.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And I mean, that sense
this
of
whole movie's
failure,
exhausting.
it is. You're right. Because like at the end of it, you don't really feel relief. You're just like, okay, is my heart rate like, am I back
I
to
actually
normal?
think the things that they reveal at the end take from the relief.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have said Solomon's dead and then not connect White Widow to the CIA, I think I would have been like, mission accomplished, guys. Good job.
Yeah.
But it was like, they won. Oh, Solomon's still alive. And they gave him to MI6, which just feels like the worst decision ever.
Yeah.
Through the broker of White Widow, who was working for the CIA the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that as you're coming down, and I just feel as though it takes away from your ability to fully be satisfied with what the ending is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I agree with you. You don't have the levity that helps break all of that. And
Right.
because it's just a constant, no, everybody feels like they're failing or they're making up for their failures.
Yeah.
And then you get to
that's
the
a really
end,
good point about
and
the
it doesn't-
levity.
and the I think, I mean, that's part of it is like Lane says it to Ethan of like, this is like the fallout of all of your choices or whatever.
Right.
So it is like, it's supposed to have the double meaning of like fallout because of nuclear, but also fallout because of Ethan being Ethan.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Really?
I just had an entendre. I didn't have a double entendre. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
a
there's
nuclear
layers.
fallout. Oh,
There's layers like onions.
I am so stupid. I just spent 8 minutes pontificating about this friggin' film, and I didn't even know the name. That double meaning.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
I hate myself a little bit.
Yeah. It's like it's the fallout of all of Ethan's actions. It's the fallout of what happened from the last movie. It's literal nuclear fallout. Also, I just want to note, if we have a moment for corrections, I think last episode I kept calling Lane Simon.
Oh,
I had the wrong S name, but it's Solomon.
it is Solomon. The only reason I know it's Solomon is because every time I wrote Solomon in the recap, I kept writing Solomon Grundy. And I was going to make a joke of Solomon Lane, born on a Monday. Captured on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I think we don't get enough of the cheesy, like, everything's okay and Ethan was right and everybody's happy and let's go on vacation now. Every movie ends with that. It's always cheesy. It's always like, well, that's kind of dumb. But without that, you're just sitting there like, geez, that was crazy.
Right.
Like, yeah.
You just said something that was interesting, and I do think it was something that added on to it. In the other movies, Benji's insecurities about everything that's happened feels funny. Nowhere in this movie are they funny. Every time he's unsure of the mission at hand, you as the audience accept it, not as an untrained agent getting cold feet, but as a veteran agent who is genuinely scared in this moment.
Right.
And I think that's where some of that levity, that trick didn't work this time.
Yeah, they tried it a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it was just like, you're either being a bad agent right now or like the situation is
that
serious
bad
enough.
Yeah. And we've established he's a good agent.
Yeah.
So it's got to be the other one.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Interesting.
Do you want to start on best or least?
I mean, let's bring some levity into this conversation, shall we?
So what we like least? No.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Our best? What? You start. Start with whichever, and
all right.
I'll follow.
I'm going to talk about some of the things that I liked about this movie.
Okay.
Real quick, your comments about the character of Walker and if it's an acting choice or a directing choice or like how that came about. It does. You wonder of one, is it a little bit of Henry Cavill having to act as this tough American, so he's like focusing on his accent, like is that affecting his ability to deliver well?
Yeah.
Is part of it. And like that always happens when you have someone who doesn't speak with a certain dialect,
unless it's Hugh Laurie, but everyone else.
Yeah. The other side is, was he directed to act that way so that the audience was like, there's something off about this guy?
Right, which that is a directorial choice.
Yeah.
Which maybe it makes more sense in deleted scenes, but for what we are given through how it was edited, it just comes off weird.
Yeah.
And now that you said that, they should have just let him be British. He could be a British CIA agent. I think he would have
other British people and
yeah. I mean, Simon Pegg's British, and
yeah,
he's an American agent. They should have just left him British. I don't know why they force British actors to always do American accents when he was in A Man from U.N.C.L.E. or whatever he was a spy in that, a British spy. They could do it.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's weird because every other British person
is British
in this movie. Anyway,
except for Alec Baldwin,
who's not British.
Oh.
He's just a grumpy American.
He just talks like he's hiding a British accent. Shoot.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that intensity when he's talking to the CIA director. Like it is over the top.
It threw me off.
But at the same time, there might be an element of like, hey, we want people to look at this and be like, oh, you're just a bad dude.
Yeah.
And like it gives that, but like maybe too much. Because that's the reveal for the audience, while the reveal for the characters is later on. Blah blah blah. Doesn't happen at the same time. There's
a lot of that happening. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Things that I like about this movie.
Go for
it. I did enjoy. I remember watching it the first time and being a little bit like, Henry Cavill's the bad guy, even though his acting's over the top and everything. But like, there was still a little of that shock of like, oh, they brought him in and made us think he was a team member, but he's actually, and like he's going against Ethan, but it's just because he's CIA, and it's like, no, he's going against Ethan because he's like
he
the
was
bad
sabotaging him the whole time.
So like that revealed watching it the first time, and then watching it back and being like, oh, I see what he's doing here. Like there is a little bit of enjoyment watching after you know that he is John Lark.
I want to add to that when you watch it for the first time, the twists are very good.
Yeah.
And they aren't that mapped out. Like the twists come and you're very surprised by them. Each twist, you're like, oh my gosh. When I'm recapping it, the twists become obvious. Or you notice how many there are. But that's also another thing that's kind of exhausting about the movie is the twists are really good. So you get like comfortable in a moment and then suddenly, well, oh my gosh, he's bad.
Yeah. And it makes what we're doing difficult because there is the like from just watching the movie and like enjoying it, there's one thing. And then from the, okay, we're going to review this, we're going to kind of take it apart. Like that's a whole nother, like it's hard to balance that sometimes of like, am I just enjoying this? Because those twists are really good. And then you think about them and you're like, some of these are not as good under the surface. Anyway, I thought there were a lot of really cool scenes and shots that they did. Like just the practical effects that they did. I'll go down my list here. The one shot high altitude jump, like
which one? Oh, just the whole
thing is a single shot. Once Henry Walker pulls the oxygen, he goes out.
So when he's trying to reattach it, that is the start of the shot.
It's a single shot. Now they filmed it like 106 jumps or something. It was a crazy amount. We'll have to double check that. We'll have to fact check it. But there were like they did a ton of jumps, and then they were able to like splice it together using some CG, but
so like
there's not there's not a visible cut in it.
1917 or whatever that military movie. Did you ever see that?
I haven't seen that one, but it's the same idea of where it's
supposed to look like one shot the whole time,
and they do these like really sneaky,
really good cuts
and transitions. And so this was very similar. Like from the time that Walker pulls the oxygen, it's one camera movement. Ethan walks out, he jumps out, the camera jumps out after him. They fall through the storm. They're doing all of that. It doesn't cut until Ethan's parachute catches the tower thing. Or the steeple, whatever that was. Radio tower? I don't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time. That's when it cuts from that scene. And it's crazy. And like when you really analyze it, you can see like, okay, I think that's when they went CG and then came back.
Yeah.
To like do it all. But there was a ton that's
crazy.
Yeah. Like the fact that it was it was another thing of like doing air rescues like that where like Walker was passed out and Ethan has to come and save him.
Right.
It usually is 1,000 jumps before professionals are like trained enough to do that.
Ugh.
And then like only 70% of them are like able to actually perform it.
Right.
And Ethan or Tom Cruise had to do it in 100 jumps.
106 times.
Yeah.
Cruise performed the single take stunt 106 times, including practice jumps, falling at speeds of 200 to 220 miles per hour from 25,000 to 30,000 feet. Oh my gosh.
It took him a year to train for this one stunt.
Oh my gosh. And the camera operator had to train too.
Yeah. So when we wonder why it takes so long between Mission Impossible movies, like other movies, it's because
Tom Cruise is insane. To prepare for each jump, Cruise inhaled pure oxygen for 20 minutes to avoid decompression sickness. His helmet also provided oxygen and was designed to clearly show his face for the enhanced realism.
Yeah, they had to get a specialized helmet
Each jump allowed only 3 minutes of filming per day, as it was filmed close to the sunset, allowing just enough light to see the actors clearly. This resulted in 3 successful takes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And the fact that they filmed it at the time of day that they did, like that limits your window. Yeah. It wasn't just a during the day shot. Anyway, that shot is crazy. And the fact that it's like, they really did it.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I agree with the visual effects and it looked great.
Yeah.
It looked super good.
Let's see what else.
One of my favorite things is Tom Cruise broke his leg or his foot.
His ankle.
No hate against him. Just you know.
He's mortal.
He's mortal. We're glad to see him deal with troubles of regular folk.
Yeah.
Like jumping across a building and landing poorly to where your foot folds like a tortilla.
No, thank you.
It's gross. It's so gross.
Another really cool shot that I like is when he does ram the truck that Solomon is in into the water.
Yeah.
And there's that interior shot.
That was really good.
That's like the thing is rotating.
Was that on a
track? The camera's rotating with it.
It had to have been.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly how they filmed it.
Yeah.
But it is one
cool.
of those like the room is rotating
right
kind of things.
Well, and how Sean Harris acted during it was really good. Like you could feel that even though he's this, hardened, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to survive this.
Mm-hmm.
It's still intense.
Yeah. That's a really good shot.
Yeah.
Fun thing that we noticed when we were watching it is for the first time Benji gets to wear a mask, and he doesn't do it just once, he does it twice. There's only 2 masks worn in this whole movie, and they're both Benji. He finally got there.
And I really loved when they were talking about putting Benji in the Solomon mask, and Benji goes, "Why me?" And Luther says nothing, but just points to his body and then points to Benji's body.
Yeah.
I was like, and then Benji's like, all right.
So good. Okay. I liked the music in this one.
Yeah.
The music did a really good job of carrying the intensity.
Yeah. It wasn't overly complicated. It did its job.
Yeah. And yeah, I enjoyed that. And then also I noticed the sound design in this one in a positive way.
Oh.
Where in Gross Protocol we were like, oh, these sound effects are like a little crazy. In this one, like you said, I think there was a lot of moments. In the last one, we talked about like the heartbeat when
right.
Yeah, and all that. In this one, there's the skydiving, and we hear the wind and all of that. There's when they're when he's on the motorcycle driving around the Arc de Triomphe, you hear the cars like going like you hear that Doppler effect of things moving around you. When
big word.
Thank you. When Ilsa is riding the motorcycle through the columns,
right,
and
you can hear the sound getting cut by the solid pillars. Yeah,
there's a lot of moments where I was just like, whoa, like that sounds really cool. So
I was using earbuds when I was watching it, and it's very apparent when it's happening.
Oh, I'm sure that's crazy when it's in your ears.
It's like, ooh. Yeah, that's really true. That they took advantage of something that has been, I'm sure it's happened in movies for a long time, but maybe when it happened in the, 70s, 80s, whatever, it happened because of necessity or lack of technology, and this was done on purpose. But the idea of downplaying sound, where you eliminate a lot of sound to bring you into what the character is feeling a little more. And there was a lot of that when Ethan was noticing something or thinking of something or feeling something. Oftentimes a lot of the background sound just disappeared, and you were given either very light music or just the sound of breathing or whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
And it was super effective.
Yeah.
Super effective.
It's emphasizing and also making it a little bit more intimate with the scene that's happening.
Emphasis through simplification, which is something that I feel is more of a recent tool, but I'm sure it happened prior. Mm-hmm. But this feels as though it's something we're doing because we have the technology to be able to make it sound a certain way.
Do it better,
and go with that.
Yeah. And I think the stunts, there were so many really cool stunts and like just crazy, like the fighting was good.
They were able to balance the fighting per fighter.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise's fighting was still very Tom Cruise. You had the John Lark character who had more of a martial arts vibe to him, and then you had Henry Cavill who was just like brute force. And none of them crossed the line of someone else's movement. and it looked really, really good. That fight scene is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that bathroom fight scene is like, oh, it's so good. Yeah, and then like watching Lane, that's the fight scene between Lane and Ilsa and Benji. Like, okay, I really liked Lane so much more in this one than the previous one.
Yeah.
Because he's this, you don't really know. I mean, if you were watching this without having seen the other one, you're like, okay, there's this guy who's so bad he has apostles who are following in his footsteps. And now Ethan, who is the guy who caught him, has to break him out. So like he's already has this level of intensity to like, whoa, this guy's bad. And he hasn't done anything in this movie, but we know that he's bad. And then and in the last movie, having seen that, he's acting as the mastermind. And so you just see that side of him. In this one, you finally get to see him in like all of his brutality, of like the way that he fights, the way that he just like takes Benji down. Right. Like it's nothing. Is like, oh, that fight scene just makes you hold your breath as he's just like wrapping the rope around him and doing, oh, it's a crazy scene.
Because you really do have that moment of, I think Benji's going to die.
Yeah.
There's nothing that really gives us any kind of assurance that he's not, because even Ilsa feels outmatched.
Yeah.
So it really is quite intense. And I think maybe it's an idea of he gets humbled because he gets captured. And so last movie, when we have him, he shoots one of his own guys. He gets weirdly close to Ilsa and, threatens her, and she's scared. So we feel that.
Right.
But we don't see him do anything. And even when he's chasing down Ethan in the last one, he's walking the whole time. And he misses. He misses with his gun. So, like, we don't get any actual resume of his ability. And then this is just all resume.
Yeah.
And it just feels a little bit of, I underestimated everyone, so now I am going to be as brutal as I can because I can't not be.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's good.
Yeah.
I liked Solomon a lot more in this one too.
Yeah.
He's eerie, and the fact that he's just kind of looking for revenge and admits it is more kind of weirdly more buy-in for him. Like you accept him more, because in the other one we're supposed to believe this, righteous mission to destroy the powers that be, but in reality he's just taking revenge out on the people that duped him.
Yeah.
So he never admitted it. And in this one he admits it, and you're kind of like, yeah, do your thing, man. Get your revenge. I get it. I don't actually want you to, but I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else that you liked that I have not talked about?
I think everything you said was good. Ilsa's always great. I enjoyed her more. Sort of. We'll talk about that in a second. That's all. I agree with everything you said. That sums up everything I like. I will make the transition into least. Whatever they're doing with Ethan and Ilsa, just stop it. Don't do it. Keep it at this arm's length thing, because I feel like it takes away from her character.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan ain't got time for that. Like he's literally proven it. He's divorced his wife for her own safety because he's a psycho. Like he is the Messiah and cannot have a wife. But Luther I feel like Luther led this in a direction a little too much. I think he could have just said, there's only a few people he cares about to an extent that he does us. And he cares for you. And we could have been like, cool. Because he could care for her the same way he cares about Benji and Luther, because he will do anything to save Benji and Luther. And honestly, he'll do anything to kind of save anyone who needs to be saved. Like, he killed 4 goons to save that one cop.
Yeah.
So I don't it's not that I don't understand. I get it. It just feels like they spent some time going, this isn't going to happen, to then hit the middle end of this movie and go, well, maybe it'll happen. Who knows?
It's interesting because going back to what I was saying earlier, this movie feels like it could stand alone. If you're just taking this movie by itself, there's a lot of mystery around Ilsa and Ethan's relationship.
Right.
And then that conversation, like, it's easier to buy into the fact that they are more romantically entangled, not knowing the last movie. But if you watch that last movie in the context of that, and then this movie and the context that they bring in, they don't have enough time on screen or off screen that develops that.
Yeah.
Like the will they won't they of the first one, where the come away with me, like that's all great.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like you and I are the only 2 people who
understand
like
what's
me,
happening. Yeah.
We understand, and we can just run away.
Right.
And that makes sense.
Right.
In this one, it's like, okay, you guys are in love.
What is happening?
Yeah, it does.
And also,
feel
they did
weird.
a thing where Ilsa whispers into Julia's ear. She says something at the end to her.
Yeah, what'd she say?
No one knows. I don't know.
Was that something that was cut? Like,
yeah, I want to know.
She said something.
She's like, can I have him?
Yeah.
Can I have them?
I feel like they should have cut that. It's in the background, but they should have cut just a moment sooner.
It's in the background, but what makes it stand out, oddly enough, I am an old man, captions. Because
does the
it
caption
says
say,
whispers to Julia. So it's clearly there.
There was something in the script that got cut from the final cut.
I guess.
Because why else would it?
Why?
That's annoying. That's
right.
Dumb. I noticed it because there is the action of Julia walking back.
Right.
And then they interact with each other.
And Ilsa grabs her arm.
Yeah.
Not. I said that very odd.
Yeah.
You can get the wrong impression. She grabs her in a comforting way.
Yeah.
Almost like she could have said, I'll take care of him.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you could have heard that and you could have been like, yeah, that makes sense. Because then it would have made her and his awkward, don't make me laugh.
Yeah.
Then it would have made a little more sense.
Yeah. Is that the final line of the movie, Don't Make Me Laugh?
Yes.
Because that's what the whole movie felt like. It was, hey, we're not allowed to laugh.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because it hurts too much.
Yeah.
I think and we're done.
And we're done.
I think there's a lot of things that this movie doesn't set up well.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, we've already mentioned it. Let's say it and move past. Why does he have these visions? It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. If Solomon had said something as a threat in the previous,
either that or we had something in the movie as though like a message from Solomon.
Yes. If there was something that set up him having a nightmare.
Because why, after 2 years of imprisonment, are you having a specific nuclear bomb nightmare involving your estranged wife and your arch nemesis?
Right.
The two things that are the pivotal part of the climax.
Who you should have been imagining him as what he looked like in the last movie, not what he looks like now.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. In his dream, he looks like he looks now, not 2 years ago.
They should have
DC shaved Cavill. They could have shaved him.
Yeah. But I think if they had set that up, if they had set up some form of threat from Solomon to Ethan,
right,
so that he's worried about Julia, like, and then he finds out that the apostles, like, Solomon's plans are still in action.
Okay.
Even though he's behind bars.
Right.
Like, then you have this threat of Solomon is still pulling the strings. And he knows the people that I'm connected to.
Right.
He knows the people I love. Now he has a reason to start stressing
thinking about
that.
it. Yeah.
And then he knows that they're after plutonium because they're trying to make nuclear bombs. And now we have the element of I'm stressed about Solomon pulling strings. He knows my ex-wife, and they have nuclear bombs. That vision makes sense all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But having that be the first thing that we see without any explanation makes it a vision.
Yeah.
And a prophecy. But a self-prophecy. He doesn't tell that to anybody. He's just living with that. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for him to be having multiple dreams about Julia throughout the movie.
Without any interaction.
Yeah.
If he had just checked in on her.
Yeah.
Maybe that would make more sense.
Yeah. Or if, like, he knew that she was involved with the medical camp for the smallpox earlier, and knowing that Solomon was involved with starting that, like, just something.
Yeah. There's also things that are set up too much to the point where it's almost dumb. My example, guardian angel.
Yeah.
I'm her guardian angel. And then later we're in Kashmir.
Our guardian angel.
A guardian angel sent us here. It's like, why'd you say it like that? You wouldn't have said it like that.
Why did anybody say it like that?
That doesn't make sense. Lark's guardian angel makes sense, saying, I am in charge of her safety.
Yeah.
Great. But to say a guardian angel sent you to a smallpox camp, even if you are now being the guardian angel. A guardian angel didn't send you.
Yeah, it protects you from. Yeah.
Right. And I think they're trying to say that he would say, like, a guardian angel funded and said they needed to lead it. But I still don't think guardian angel is the right term. It feels weird. It feels weird.
Yeah, that
it feels
definitely
like
feels
forced
like
exposition.
Well, let's write it in here so that when they say it over here, it's like, whoa.
And there's a lot of that where some of it works, some of it doesn't. So when Lark looks at the cell phone after the fight and it's cracked, and then shows the cell phone to Sloane, and it's a brand new cell phone, that's fine. That is,
yeah, because that's revealing something.
Right. But these little terms just to try to connect dots that don't need to be connected, there's a bit of that. And it's like, come on, stop it. You don't have to do that. And that ties into the visions, because the visions feel like that to the most extreme.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have. This movie could have not had those. If you just cut that out.
Yeah, because
it doesn't change it makes the impact of the movie better.
Yeah. Because it takes some things out of the film that are probably okay to take out. One, the visions. There, that's fine. Two, when Solomon says the line and then says, "You should have killed me, Ethan," and then says other things from the dream. What is that moment in a real world? What is that? Because Ethan then goes, "What did you say?" As in, my dream was real.
Oh, yeah.
There is a moment in reality that cuts into this vision.
Yeah.
Where even Ethan is starting to believe that his visions are real.
I had forgotten about that, but yeah, he does. There is, they do make it even more of a prophecy by him being like, "You said something that I dreamt about."
Right, exactly.
Interesting.
Which it took me out of the movie, because this movie, as ridiculous as it is, as impossible as the missions are, it is supposed to solidify itself, cement itself within reality in some way, shape, or form, of the believability and the idea that Ethan is somehow seeing the future in any way, shape, or form is not a good marker of cemented in reality. So we can probably talk on that for a long time. So what they did with Ilsa and Ethan, Ethan's visions, the weird connecting the dots exposition wise, and then another thing that stood out to me that just maybe is another exposition things, but the whole plan is kind of confusing. Because
I paused it in the middle. I was like, okay, hold on. This is happening and they're doing this, and that's why they're doing this. And then why do they do this part? Okay. And then like
so this is going to be a little tricky. So Ethan is trading the plutonium, and then the apostles intervene, which it seemed like they could have killed the guy right before the drop-off anyway. I know the answer ultimately is Solomon wanted to kill Ethan. That's probably the answer to all of this. But how we got there is so freaking confusing. So
yeah. There is a throwaway line where Walker and Solomon are interacting with each other, and basically Walker says, like, we did all of this to frame Ethan.
Right.
So
right. And so he loses the plutonium, and then all the stuff Walker does, the fake Lark. But I guess Ilsa is the whatever it's called, the ace, the unknown entity, because it seems like they weren't planning for that.
Right.
But then, so did Solomon and Lark send guys they knew were going to die when Ethan killed them in front of the White Widow? Because those would have been apostles. right?
I don't know about that one because they only say that there's
That's
assassins.
That's just a weird addition to it. So we have that, whatever it might be. We go further down. Then the White Widow is the thing that makes no sense to me, because she's working for the CIA the whole time, and then she's also working for Lark, but she's also working for the Apostles, but she's hiring Lark to kidnap Solomon to give to the Apostles, but then the Apostles would keep the plutonium anyway. I don't know what the original plan was supposed to be. Like, I don't understand what the original plan was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's that middle.
I think the plan
moment
actually makes more sense with the extra stuff that happens, the speed bumps along the way, where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, Solomon gets caught. Okay, Lark reveals his secrets. Oh, he's double crossed. That almost makes more sense than what would have happened if Ethan just was like, yeah, okay, I'm Lark. What then?
Yeah.
None of them would have gone to Kashmir. None of them would have. Solomon kills himself and kills Julia. And yeah, that would hurt Ethan, but would he know?
Yeah.
If he's arrested, that's the part I don't get. I don't get what the actual plan was, because we got the plan after a bunch of roadblocks.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like this is a new portion that we only do every once in a while, which is, let's think about this for a second.
Oh, God. Okay.
I don't know if we're going to get anywhere. We're either going to agree
right,
with what you said, or maybe we'll come to a new place.
I got my thinking cap on, which makes me look like a fat Mexican Fred Durst.
Should. Okay, so from Walker's perspective, the real John Lark.
Okay, yes. From John Lark's perspective.
He and Solomon are working together, and his goal is, I'm going to blow up these nuclear bombs.
Right.
And Solomon's like, yes, but frame Ethan Hunt for it. So they wait until the plutonium is in Ethan's hands before they kill everybody and take it.
Making him fail.
Making him fail, and also planting the idea that he set it up because he is John Lark. Okay. So then they get to your mission is to go find John Lark, go talk to the White Widow, blah, 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 blah. So they go in, and this is the part that Walker explains, which I don't know how much of it was part of his original plan, but Ethan, who is supposed to be John Lark, goes in and takes the identity of this other person who he just set up to be this fake John Lark. And then he takes on his own identity to then break Solomon out. And then after breaking Solomon out, go and blow up the world.
Right.
So I think that's kind of where the original plan ended, was
and
Ethan,
it seems as though Lark, no matter what, if Ethan gets arrested, then he can go blow the world half to hell, and he'd be fine with that.
Plutonium. Yeah.
What is Solomon's plan?
Solomon just wants to see Ethan burn.
Right. But I don't understand how that does it. In the way that he seems to desire.
That it does that is that everything that Ethan has worked for is like
if he's put in prison, everything he worked for is taken away from him, essentially.
It's taken away from him. And then the bombs still go off. So he's failed in that way. And then I'm sure he would have at some point learned that Julia was at the site where the bombs went off.
Right.
So it does feel like that was set up from the beginning to be like, I'm going to put you behind bars. I'm going to put you in prison, frame you for all of this, and then I'm still going to blow everybody up.
Yeah.
So you will have the plan is to just show Ethan that he is a complete failure in everything, and he's lost everything. I think that's what Solomon is coming from.
Right.
From the White Widow, there is a broken spot in this one that I cannot explain, but that whole idea is she's working for the CIA. So the CIA has set up a trap to identify who the real John Lark is.
Right.
And they already have a feeling that it's somebody on the inside.
Right.
So they're using the White Widow to
sift that out,
to find the John Lark. So there is two forms of John Lark at play here, because there are the apostles who have the weapons or have the plutonium. And so they are trading with themselves.
Right. I think the White Widow is the thing that makes this confusing. Also, I forgot that she just swallowed his face.
Oh, she just smacks her face into his face.
Which I don't...
It was weird.
Because when she first sees him, it seems as though she recognizes him. Or she is just stunned by his beauty. Which, again, I don't think Tom Cruise is that attractive, so it's just weird to me. With that note, I was hoping the whole time... One of the reasons I don't like White Widow, in the scope of how they build her into this story, I was really hoping for Ethan, my mother talked about you. Something to that nature, which she had to have. If White Widow is so neck deep in the underbelly of arms deals and whatnot, but also working for the CIA, I cannot fathom her mother going, I've had this really successful career and it almost went upside down because of this one guy.
Yeah.
Who was also just a stunner, Just a... I love his teeth. But she just doesn't really make sense, and I almost wonder if you could do the whole movie without her. She's the thing that makes it odd. And I don't even know if it's because it doesn't make sense. It just feels like a hat on a hat.
Yeah. So the other part that makes that whole thing confusing is, why does Lark need to be involved with breaking Solomon out? Because if Lark is
working for the apostles,
they know that Lark is working for the apostles, or is part of the apostles, right? That's part of the mission briefing, is that Lark is connected, right?
Yeah.
And so if they know Lark is working with the apostles, why is he getting brought in to broker? This is more broken than I thought it was, because my original question was, why does Lark need to be involved with breaking out Lane when the White Widow and her brother already have a plan. They already have all the men.
Right.
Like, they can do that without him being involved. Now, if they brought him in, then they're like, hey, you tell us what to do. This is what we know. Use as many men as you need. Like, if that was the thing, that makes sense. But the fact that they have an entire plan already and they just need him to do it, then it's kind of weird.
Also, White Widow's brother doesn't make any sense. Like, what is his deal?
What is his deal?
Because,
and how is he and all of his men just randomly being able to follow Ethan no matter what he does? Like, they drove around and ran around.
They saw Ilsa.
The entire city.
Right.
And at every moment, there's either a henchman or Zola himself just peeking around the corner being like, I see what happened here. Like, there's no way that guy's supposed to be there.
This movie, one of the biggest plot holes, I think, could be that 3-letter agency administrators are terrible. Because if you just follow that string for a little bit, the CIA is sanctioning an arms dealer who has a brother who brutally murders police officers, and somehow that's not going to cause global catastrophe.
Yeah.
They're on her payroll, or at least they're working with her to, lighten sentences or what. So how is he so off the chain so often? How is he that way when he's caught? He is caught by the CIA. He is working for the CIA. So how is it that he is able to stay that way?
Yeah.
So the CIA statement puts so many more questions into the rest of the movie. The reveal at the end, and that's what then the rest, when you really start thinking about it, you're like, wait, well, huh? So John Lark, that part actually makes sense for the framing, but now with the White Rabbit, it makes it feel as though Sloane is involved with this.
Yeah, it's
because is she sanctioning all of this?
You would need Walker to be in more of an authority position in the CIA,
right,
for this to make more sense,
right?
Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense why John Lark, who's part of the Apostles, is going through a broker to get the plutonium from the Apostles.
Here's the one thing I will correct there: he is not an apostle. He has hired the Apostles.
He's hired the Apostles.
He has hired the Apostles.
He's not an apostle, but he's hired.
They clarify it. They clarify that in the beginning. They say that even though Solomon has... Yeah, I know. So much happens in this movie. Even though Solomon has been in prison for 2 years, his henchmen have become the Apostles, and they have been hired by a... anarchist extremist, John Lark,
and he wrote the
manifesto. So John Lark, on his own, is the one seeking to destroy the world. The Apostles seem to be a gun for hire.
So does using a broker... I don't know if we need to figure this out.
No.
But does using a broker allow him to distance himself from...
I just don't understand who why the broker is necessary in the first place.
That's what I'm trying to get at is
because the Apostles could have called and said, we have the plutonium. Yeah. We will give it to you. You have to return Solomon. Same freaking movie. 30 minutes cut.
Yeah.
No random
Yeah,
kiss that makes no sense other than it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
She doesn't make sense.
I think it is very cloudy. What I'm going to say is maybe with Walker having the ear of the director of CIA, he was probably able to say like, hey, this is how we find Lark, is we set it up this way.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I can think of. But yeah,
that's probably fine.
It's the middle of the movie, and it's really great to watch. Like, you're just watching it and you're like, whoa, this is fun. This is cool. This is crazy.
If you suspend disbelief
to
as far as you can, it's fine.
I think it is the most broken and convoluted part of like, why is any of this happening really? Where like the breaking Solomon out makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's the involvement of
that whole part makes sense.
Yeah. It's the involvement of the White Widow framing
Ethan makes sense. The White Widow doesn't make sense. Her brother is actually the thing that makes least amount of sense. You could almost pull it off with the White Widow, but just having this trigger hungry, bloodthirsty brother who is under the essential control of the CIA, that does I don't know why. It just
I feel like
maybe it's too real.
I feel like that meme from Always Sunny, where he's like has the cork board behind him.
Oh yeah,
he's like, it's all connected. I feel like we're doing that right now. But like, how does this make sense?
It's also just seems as though they needed to have certain actors or needed to have certain characters. They wanted to introduce another woman character, another creepy guy. They always got to have that bloodthirsty creepy guy. Well, and two, I read that it makes sense that might be how they're thinking about it, is because there is a quote from McQuarrie as they were writing that they knew a character who is important had to die. And they originally had it that Luther actually died in the beginning. And as they were writing it, he was like, I don't think the audience is going to recover from that one. Because he's outside of Tom Cruise, he has been in every single Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And so they went with Hunley. And so it does seem like they kind of have like a checklist of, okay, we always add a new woman, a new bloodthirsty creep, a new villain, a new this, a new that. And then they were just writing the movie, and then they're like, we forgot to do this one. Put this one in right here, right in the middle. And that's kind of what happened. Anyway, sorry about that.
Didn't intend to go off the rails.
It's okay.
Like
we're going a while, but we're still not the longest we've ever done.
Yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah. Favorite character?
Henry Cavill's mustache.
Fair. I was going to say his inability to fit in normal clothes.
Oh yeah.
He is I'm hoping he is a really nice guy. I don't know. Actors seem to be weird, so I don't know. He genetically bulks in a way that is very top heavy. And I know his legs are very thick, and I know he's proportional, but somehow he's the most proportional person I've ever seen. He looks unproportional, but if you actually measure everything out, it's like, oh no, his arms match his chest and his legs, and his head is actually the right size for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm missing, but something about him, and I think it's just when you put him in normal clothes, he looks weird.
Yeah.
He looks funny.
When you make somebody work out so much that they become Superman and then put them in normal clothes, it's weird. I mean, that's part of the reason why, like, Clark Kent didn't look buff and strong.
Right. Well, which is funny because Christopher Reed, even though he didn't look strong, he was quite fit when he played that role.
Yeah.
But it was nice because you could put a big suit on him and he looks, I don't know.
No suit is big enough to hide behind Henry Cavill's muscles.
He would look like a cartoon character if he wore an oversized suit.
Yeah.
I wear a big suit, I look fatter. It's how my body works. He wears a big suit. Everyone's going to look at him and go, he's hiding. He's not that big. His arms are still ripping the sleeves, but he's not that big. Alrighty.
He's just a ripped dude.
I'm fine with both of those answers. Favorite quote?
I think one of my favorite moments, it's not even a quote really, but it is communication that happens when Ethan is running through the office building and Benji's like, turn. And he's like, I'm jumping out of a window.
He's
and
like, I had it in 2D.
That moment is good. But the moment of panning the camera over to all the office workers looking like, what is going on?
Right.
And then there's one lady who's like, go on.
Yeah.
Do it. Like, it's nonverbal, but just the look on her face is like, yeah, go for it.
I gotta say that even though it was the longest running scene we've seen thus far, there was more levity in that 8 or 9 minutes than like the whole film.
Yeah.
And it was so necessary.
Yeah.
Him communicating with Benji not getting it. There's another thing that happens in that where Benji says, turn left. Or no, turn right. He's like, right? You want me to turn right?
Here?
And then he turns it and he goes, oh, no, left. Sorry, I had it on screen lock. And then Luther just shakes his head in disappointment, but a very like small, tight shake. And not a big shake, just a like noob. What a noob move. And just everything in that, it also puts into question because that scene is very funny, but there's no way in 2018 that office didn't have cameras and reporters going to this place because some man threw a chair out a window and then jumped 20 feet to then run as fast as he can across the top of a bridge.
Yeah. There'd be news helicopters following along and everything. Yeah.
A lot of my favorite quotes were more just good comedic timing on inflection, body language, nonverbal communication. All of that was great.
Yeah. Like another one is when they find the first bomb and they're like, okay, we're going. And Luther's like, oh yeah, great. Like, just leave it to old Luther.
Luther was very funny in this. And he was there was a lot of caring and heart behind him. And Ving Rhames really brought it together. But there were definitely some moments where he was put off and you were like, go for it, Luther. You deserve it, buddy. You've been dealing with Ethan's crap for like 20 years. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. There were not many lines that stood out, but I think there was a lot of nonverbal interaction that was great.
Exactly. That's right. Now it's time for the Review Rewind, where we take a look at a positive review and a negative review and see where we fall. That's my audition tape for NPR.
Ooh,
this movie was well received. Metacritic, it got an 87%. Rotten Tomato, it got a 97%.
Whoa.
Rotten Tomato audience gave it an 88%. And IMDb audiences gave it a 7.7. Now, I will say we do live in an interesting time. This movie came out in 2018, and I will say that studios do seem to, and they have in the past, but it feels as though movie reviewers had a renaissance in the 90s where they could just be pieces of crap and people were like, just feed it to me. It's so delicious. We're in a place where studios have a lot of influence with the people who are making the reviews. So I do think there is something to say that Rotten Tomatoes has the score at 97% while the audience score is at 88, which I do think that if some of these companies were a little more honest, and I say companies because, yeah, the reviewer reviews it, but some of them get a check and it says, hey, review this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see that with what's coming up right now. So go ahead and read the first positive review.
And real quick, have we talked about the fact that like Rotten Tomato scores are weird because it's not a 97% average of, like, if you add all the ratings together, it's 97%. It's more like 97% of critics agreed that this was a good movie. Kind of thing. I think that's how it works. But Rotten Tomatoes, the way that they do their rating is very different than other ratings.
Because I do think Metacritic, I actually think Metacritic's 87 is the average score.
It's an average, yeah.
Which they did rate it as a must-see.
Yeah.
And Rotten Tomatoes, this was a certified fresh. That is very interesting. Now it makes me want to see. So while you're reading it, I will check my... Oh.
I have lost the ability to move my mouse. All right.
It's a mouse kind of day, guys.
So Entertainment Weekly gave it a 100. It's the kind of pure, straight, no chaser pop fun that not only keeps taking your breath away over and over again, it restores your occasional shaky faith in summer blockbusters.
You couldn't hear it as that person was typing, but every time they typed a letter, it went cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. That review just feels fake to me. It just feels as though someone who's getting a check saw a movie and said, all right, how do I keep it positive?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Alrighty. And now that's not to say that I don't think the movie is a high-rated movie. I just think that review is disingenuous. That's where I'm getting at. And we'll see where the opposite is. This one's a 60, which technically is not bad per se. Because I think when people rate it out of 100, they're saying, 50 is right in the middle.
Yeah.
And anything above 50, you're probably, there's something worth watching. Under 50, garbage. So this is from The Guardian. Over 2.5 hours, you get a lot of deafening bangs for your buff. And the tourist location stunts are impressive. But there isn't much humor in the dialogue as before. Which I do think that downgrades it a little bit. And it's almost too serious for its own good.
Yeah.
That's not what they said. That's what I said. All right, Tristan. How are you rating this?
Okay. From the perspective of, like, you watch the movie, you suspend your disbelief, you go into it, and you enjoy it.
You go into it as an audience member.
As an audience member. I think it's an A.
I think so, too. I agree
After our discussion, I feel like it's similar to. I think it's more of a B from a like more critical perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part, because when you're ranking / rating movies, you're not actually doing it from the perspective of an audience member. You're doing it from, what's the watchability of it? How many times am I going to be able to watch this movie and go back to it? And I do think this one's a B, in that when I watched it, for the most part, I was in it.
Yeah.
I was in it to win it. There's just a couple parts that are kind of egregious. Parts that don't deserve to be in the movie and drag the movie down. Ethan's vision. I'm sorry. Don't put that in the movie. Just, it shouldn't be in the movie.
Yeah.
Because when you're making a movie, yes, that suspension of disbelief is something that there's an agreement. There's an agreement of hand. We've talked about it. There's an inherent agreement between the audience and the movie maker. The movie maker says, hey, suspend your disbelief, and I will try to make something that allows you to suspend your disbelief for that whole time. This prophetic apocalyptic vision aspect of Ethan almost feels like Christopher McQuarrie is saying, I want you to suspend your disbelief, but I'm going to make it real hard.
Yeah.
And it's just feels unnecessary. There's no reason to do that. And so with that, I would give it a B. I think the watchability of this movie slowly declines the more times you watch it, because the cracks become more glaring.
Yeah.
That's the hard part about this movie, is the cracks become more glaring the more times you watch it. If you were watching it for the first time, A+, 100%.
Yeah. It's so like, if you're watching any of these for the first time, this is the one that you're like,
yeah,
that was awesome.
Yes. This one is by far the best.
Yeah.
Where you've got the darkness of the third one that made it so intense. You have the special effects of all of them combined. You do have, honestly, a great story. And it is the first and only one where the mission is the mission. And at the end of the movie, they have completed the mission that was given to them in the beginning.
It's true. The entire thing, the mission is the mission. Mission Impossible 2, the mission was the mission.
That's true. That is true. You're right. But that one sucked. That was a bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're an audience member, again, why are you listening to this if you've never watched it? It's worth watching. It's a great movie, but the more times you watch it, that shine is going to get rubbed off. Other than that,
yeah, I think there's a lot of things that this movie did with the same characters as the previous movie better.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of things where it's like, that it's hard to get past that.
Unnecessary new characters, unnecessary convolution within the... Convolution? Is that a word? Convoluting within the scope of the plot or whatever it might be. But there is so much good in this movie. It's 2.5 hours, so there's got to be at least some good in it. Well, never mind. There are some long movies that suck.
I heard that almost name drop.
So, B. I'm good with B. I would put... Did we have other movies on the B?
Yeah, Rogue Nation was...
This would be top B. So this would be listed right above it. So now we'll see what the next one holds. And that'll be our last one for Mission Impossible, because the other one hasn't come out yet.
Hasn't come out. It comes out next May.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
That's sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah,
but I don't even know if they've been filming it or anything.
Probably. I mean, if anything, they've been training for a crazy stunt.
Oh gosh. They're gonna go Fast and Furious and go to space.
Yeah.
They got to. Like, that's
Probably.
the next step.
Yeah. I watched a thing today that made a joke about that as well. So it must be what they're doing.
Alrighty. Well,
I have to say that while these movies are getting better, it does feel a little bit like, oh, I have to watch another one.
Yeah. I'm glad we're gonna take a break. Well, I'm glad we're not gonna do those anymore.
Yeah.
We are. I will say in this one, we'll say it in the next one. We will be taking a little break, but I think we're just gonna watch some fun ones. I know there are some sequels coming out from 90s and 80s films, and maybe we should watch the first ones to just kind of talk about them, see if they're
worth a sequel.
I'm thinking like Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah,
I love Beetlejuice. I'm stoked for the second one. Is this one of those where I'm actually remembering a fun movie, or am I going to watch it and be like, no, this is Rush Hour all over again?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think we're going to jump into. We did a lot of 90s. I think we're going to do some 80s, 2000s, 70s, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. This has been Review Rewind. This has been a test of your emergency broadcasting network. You can follow us. Well, we never post anything. I'm sorry. I'm bad at life.
Don't follow us.
But you can subscribe. We like that. You could leave a review or don't. If it's a bad review, don't leave anything. I don't need to hear it. Yeah. But keep reviewing your rewind, and we'll see you next time.